पुण्यतीर्थं सिन्धु सरस्वती कावेरी
Tama Sadgamaya, Tamasoma Jyotirgamaya. I request all the dignitaries on the dais to light up the lamp which stands upright as a symbol of glory.
Kalyanam Arogyam Dhanasampadah Shubham Kurutvam Kalyanam Arogyam Dhanasampadah Shatru Buddhi Vinashaya Deepajyotir Namostute Deepajyotir Namostute Shubham Kurutvam Kalyanam Arogyam Dhanasampadah
जगदोतारा ज्ञान विकास नित्य विनूतन ज्ञान विलास अनुपम अनुपम मंजुळास नवरस वाहिनी दीप विलास अनुपम अनुपम मंजुळास नवरस वाहिनी दीप विलास सुमधुर गानवनोलिसु विनायक श्रुतिलयवे आनिगोलिसु विनायक सुमधुरा. Thank you, Meghana. Now I request S.K. Deshpande sir to welcome the gathering.
Om Shri Manjunathaya Namaha. Good evening to all of you, to the dignitaries on the dais as well as off the dais. So as we are well aware, for the last 5 to 6 years, there is depletion of rainfall as well as in the water resources. And today the function that is organized, which is conserve as well as preservation of water, which is taken by means of a noble cause by Mr. Sadhguru. All over the India, he started his rallies from the south to north, and we are also joining with Sadhguru in this noble cause of preserving as well as conservation of water. For this function, I welcome today's chief guest of the function, Mrs. Ottilie Anban, founder and CEO of Evolve Liver Foundation and psychological convener. I request our beloved director, Dr. Niranjan Kumar sir, to present a bouquet as well as a memento to the chief guest of today's function. And also welcome Mrs. Padmanatha Niranjan Kumar. Welcome Dr. P. Satyashankar, Medical Superintendent of the SDM Medical College. I welcome all the heads of departments of medical faculties as well as my dear students. I once again welcome to all of you for this August gathering, that is today's Rally for River. Thank you one and all.
Thank you sir for your warm welcome. As rightly said, Jal hai to kal hai. Rivers are like arteries of our nation, but the lifelines of our country are nearing to their deathbed. To state the cause and introduce you to the Rally for Rivers, I would like to call upon CM Guru Siddhaya of 5th term.
I offer my humble pranams at the lotus feet of Lord Manjunatha. I am grateful to the management of SDM Medical College for giving me this opportunity to speak this evening. What is Rally for Rivers? Well, it's a campaign launched by Sadhguru, founder of Isha Foundation, to raise awareness about the depleting state of India's rivers. As perennial rivers turn seasonal and small rivulets vanish altogether, it's high time we take urgent steps to prevent the disaster unfolding our very own eyes. From time immemorial, water has been worshipped among the five elements of nature. According to Valmiki Ramayana, when Lord Rama, in search of Sita, reaches the banks of river Godavari, he says, Vyape Tamala Sanghatam Mani Nirmala Darshanam, which means, due to the presence of rivers, mass of impurities have disappeared and the directions are appearing to be flawless as the purest of the gems. We also worship water each day by chanting Gange cha Yamune chaiva Godavari Saraswati Narmade Sindhu Kaveri Jalesmin Sannidhim Kuru. O holy rivers, Ganga, Yamuna, Godavari, Saraswati, Narmada, Sindhu and Kaveri, please make your abode in this water and make it holy as you. The Holy Bible also says, I will give unto him that is athirst of the fountain of water of life freely. Man whose delight is in the law of God is like unto a tree planted by the river of water. Indeed, with its universal message, Rally for Rivers has drawn support from all corners of the country, from environmentalists, farmers, schools, institutions, celebrities, political parties, etc. Our very own Padma Vibhushan Dr. Virendra Hegdeji also participated in the Rally for Rivers at Mysuru and is constantly supporting for the cause. As Sadhguru continues his drive across 16 states with 23 major events, this people's movement will only gain more and more speed. To revive the country's rivers, campaign proposes bringing in a minimum of 1 kilometer wide tree cover on riversides. These are important in allowing soil to absorb rainwater and slowly feed the river through natural underground channels. This not only helps prevent floods and soil erosion, it also ensures that the rivers flow year-round, providing farmers with a continuous water supply even during dry season. The benefits do not end there. Trees normalize rainfall through a process called transpiration, making rains more predictable for farmers to grow crops. Water is critical for sustainable development, including environmental integrity and alleviation of poverty and hunger, and is indispensable for human health and well-being. Water is also the most critical resource issue of our lifetime. The health of our water is the principal measure of how we live on the land. Today, we have 75% less water per person than at the time of independence. 25% of India is slowly turning into a desert. By 2030, we will have only 50% of what we need for our survival. The rally aims to create awareness and get people's support to give both the state as well as the central governments the impetus and momentum to implement this long-term policy. The campaign asks citizens to give a missed call to 8009, 8009, which will count as their vote to save our rivers. Giving a missed call is a simple way to quantify support. In a democratic system, government is sensitive to the rivers' views of the majority of population. Unless there is a substantial support and demand from the people, a positive river policy cannot be brought into action effectively. There is a requirement of total of 30 crores or 300 million votes for the Government of India to provide the grant for planting trees on its share of 62% of land alongside rivers. I cast my vote. I didn't have to think twice about it. For the sake of every human being and every life in this country, I hope you will too. Thank you.
Thank you, Guru. Now let's have a glimpse on what Sadhguruji wants to talk about Rally for River. Let's have the video, please.
Are at a dangerous level of depletion. That means in another 15 to 20 years' time, most of our rivers will be seasonal, they will not be perennial.
If you just fly over India, you look down, you will see entire India looks like brown desert.
All rivers are drying up like this. Krishna is not touching the ocean almost 4 months. Kaveri, 2.5 months to 3 months, it doesn't touch the ocean. When rain comes, it floods, otherwise there is nothing. A river which has flown for 1,000,000 years, in one generation, if we kill it,
யார் காவேரி அறிவா 60 வருஷம் ஆகுங்க எனக்கு. ஒரு நாளைக்கு இப்படி காஞ்சி போனது இங்கே தண்ணியெல்லாம் நிறைய வருது. ஒரு நாளைக்கு ஒரு கூட இப்போ தண்ணி இப்படி காஞ்சி வச்சு.
And water scarcity in parts of Bihar's Lakhisarai district is forcing people to literally dig up a river in search of water. The last 4 to 5 years, the river has been almost drying up. And with dams, wells as well as rivers drying up in Jharkhand's Jaktara.
A time has come where how to exploit the water is gone. We need to see how to regenerate the river.
The rivers in this nation are essentially forest-fed.
Forest-fed river means precipitation happens. Because of vegetation, it is held, and drop by drop it is let off. It becomes small rivulets, and rivulets become streams, streams become rivers. So what do we have to do for this? It's very simple. For every major river, 1 kilometer on either side, there must be plantation. If it's government land, forest. If it's farmland, from regular farming to horticulture.
Very easily, we can enhance the farmer's income 3 to 8 times in a matter of 4 to 6 years' time. The farmer will need support, economic and material support, to go through this period and come out as a prosperous farmer.
If this has to happen, we must make a policy, we must give them subsidy. It needs resolute political action, executive action, it needs policy.
In the month of September, we are planning a river rally, that is, I'm personally driving, covering 16 states, having major events to create a very strong awareness in the country that the rivers of this nation are dying.
This has to be done in a very organized way.
Madhya Pradesh is the first state which responded to my call.
मैं संतुर जी के पास बैठा था, उनसे चर्चा हो रही थी, तो उन्होंने भी मुझे कहा कि शिवराज, नर्मदा जी बचानी चाहिए और इसके लिए पेड़ लगाने का अभियान प्रारंभ होना चाहिए।
If our rivers deplete in our own lifetime, we are clearly making a statement that we are not interested in the future of our children. It is heartening to see today that all of you in great enthusiasm participating in this moment gives us confidence that we are not going to destroy this nation. For thousands of years, these rivers have embraced us and nourished us. A time has come when we have to embrace the river and nourish the river, because the greatness of our nation depends upon the great rivers in our country.
But those in central India have to walk for miles to get their glass of water.
We have a population of 1.3 billion people. I want you to just look at this possibility. No water, 1.3 billion people. The civil strife that will happen. What will happen to human beings when there is no water to drink? You can forget about humanity. Something else will take force.
Every human being consumes water, air, everything else, food, land. All of us consume, there's no choice about it. But when it comes to doing compensatory action, very few people are doing it. This is the disaster of the planet. Something so fundamental as water, if the rivers stop flowing, large tracts of India will turn into graveyards. If we don't do the right things in the next 10 years, 15 years' time, it could be too late. If we successfully make this into a policy, this will be a landmark thing that's happened in the history of independent India. So this needs to be done right, in such a way there's no ambiguity about whether it will happen or not. It has to happen.
This is once in a lifetime, not in our lives. Once in a lifetime in a nation's life. I beseech all of you to participate in this in whatever way you can. When I say all of you, I mean everyone who consumes water. To have our rivers flowing, to leave this land rich and well, is the best gift we can offer to the future generations of this nation. This is not a protest. This is not an agitation. This is a campaign to create awareness that our rivers are depleted. Everyone who consumes water must rally for rivers.
ಜನರು ಭೂಮಿಗೂ ನೀರಿಗೂ ಸಂಬಂಧ ಇದೆ, ಎಲ್ಲರಿಗೂ ಸಂಬಂಧ ಇದೆ.
ಸಿಟಿ ಜನ ಏನಪ್ಪ ದುಡ್ಕೊಂಡು ನೀರು ತೆಗೆದುಕೊಳ್ತಾರೆ ಅಂತಂದ್ರೆ ಹಳ್ಳಿ ಜನರು ಇವತ್ತು ಕುಡಿಲಿಕ್ಕೂ ಹಣ ಕೊಟ್ಟು ನೀರು ಪಡಿಬೇಕಾದಂತ ಒಂದು ವಿಷಮ ಸ್ಥಿತಿಯಲ್ಲಿ, ಒಂದು ಗಂಭೀರ ಸ್ಥಿತಿಯಲ್ಲಿ ಇವತ್ತು ನಾವಿದ್ದೇವೆ ಅಂತಕ್ಕಂಥದ್ದನ್ನು ಗಮನಿಸಬೇಕು.
ನೀರು ನನಗೆ ಎಷ್ಟು ಸೇರಬೇಕು, ನನಗೆ ಸಿಗ್ತಾ ಇದೆಯಲ್ವಾ, ನನ್ನ ಟ್ಯಾಪ್ ತೆಗೆಸಿಕೊಳ್ಳೆ ಬರ್ತಾ ಇಲ್ವಾ, ಇಷ್ಟಕ್ಕೆ ಮಾತ್ರ ಯೋಚನೆಯನ್ನು ಮಾಡ್ತಾ ಇರುವಂತಹ ಸಂದರ್ಭದಲ್ಲಿ ನದಿಗಳ ಮಹತ್ವ ಏನು, ನದಿಗಳು ನಮ್ಮ ಜೀವನದಲ್ಲಿ ಎಂತಹ ಪಾತ್ರವನ್ನು ವಹಿಸ್ತಾ ಇರುವ ಅನ್ನೋದ್ರ ಬಗ್ಗೆ ನಮಗೆ ಮನವರಿಕೆಯನ್ನು ಮಾಡ್ಕೊಳ್ತಾ ಇದ್ರು. ಇಡೀ ದೇಶಾದ್ಯಂತ ತಿರುಗ್ತಾ ನಮ್ಮ ಜಗ್ಗಿ ವಾಸುದೇವರು ಸದ್ಗುರುಗಳು
ಯಾರ್ಯಾರು ಕೊಟ್ಟಿಲ್ವೋ ದಯವಿಟ್ಟು ಸೆಲ್ಫಿ ತಗೊಳ್ಳೋದು ಸ್ವಲ್ಪ ಕಮ್ಮಿ ಮಾಡಿ ಒಂದು ಮಿಸ್ ಕಾಲ್ ಕೊಡಿ. ಒಂದು ಮಿಸ್ ಕಾಲ್ ಕೊಡೋ ಮೂಲಕ ಕೂಡ ನೀವು ಈ ರ್ಯಾಲಿಯಲ್ಲಿ ಭಾಗವಹಿಸಬಹುದು. ಇದೊಂದು ಅದ್ಭುತವಾದ ಕೆಲಸ. ಇದು ಜನಪರವಾದ ಕಾರ್ಯಕ್ರಮ ಆಗಬೇಕು, ಸರ್ಕಾರ ಮಾಡಲಿ ಕೊಡುವಂತಹ ಕಾರ್ಯಕ್ರಮ ಅಲ್ಲ. ನಾವು ಎಲ್ಲರೂ ಸೇರಿ ನದಿ ಪಾತ್ರವನ್ನು ಉಳಿಸಿಕೊಳ್ಬೇಕು.
If you give a missed call, the river will not come up. If you give 10 crore missed calls, it will not come up. But what we are working towards is a policy. If we implement the policy, for sure, in the next 20 to 25 years' time, the water in the rivers of our country will rise by minimum 15 to 20%. Before we die, we want to see that.
ಈ ನಂಬರ್ಗೆ ನೀವು ಕಾಲ್ ಮಾಡಿ 800009 800009 ಈಗಲೇ ಕಾಲ್ ಮಾಡಿ.
सुरक्षा के लिए सीमा पर खड़े रहते हैं, लेकिन आज हमारी नदियों को सुरक्षा की जरूरत है।
अगर हम पेड़ होते तो अपनी अंतिम सांस तक इन नदियों के किनारे खड़े होकर इनकी सुरक्षा करते।
तो हमारे खड़े होने का कोई फायदा नहीं, क्योंकि हम पेड़ नहीं। हम सीमा पर खड़े होकर अपने देश की रक्षा करेंगे और आप नदियों की रक्षा करके इस देश के बच्चों का भविष्य सुरक्षित करेंगे।
इस अभियान के साथ जुड़कर अपने सामाजिक दायित्वों को पूरा कर रही है। मैं चाहूँगा कि ज़्यादा से ज़्यादा लोग इस दिए गए नंबर पे 8009 को कॉल करें।
By 2030, we will be left with just 50% of water for us to survive, which is rather alarming. And that's why I'm happy to see so many people support the rally for rivers. Our rivers are our lifelines, and that's why, to show my support, I gave a missed call on 8009 8009. I urge all of you to do the same. If we are together and dedicated, change will happen.
Anban Ma'am, who is an eminent environmentalist, founder and CEO of Evolve Life Foundation, empaneled advisor of Smart City Hubli Dharwad, facilitator of Go Green Hubli Dharwad, psychological counselor and past life regression therapist, and the list continues. Now, I request our chief guest, Mrs. Ottili Anban Ma'am, to share her views.
Be impactful, and we have to use all our senses which is just not the auditory but also visual and all the other senses, so that it creates an impact. And we really rally for rivers, not just through a missed call or through connecting with a rally, but also how we can make a much bigger impact by a couple of our activities. We've already seen a lot of things, a lot of videos, and I would like to thank the entire SDM management, all you doctors, dignitaries on and off the dais who have given me this opportunity to come and spend some time with you to ponder over this alarming situation that we're in, where our water levels are depleting. May they be rivers, lakes, our own open wells, or even streams. Wherever we see that the water level is depleting, and it's at a very alarming rate. So what can we do? Firstly, before I begin, I would like to congratulate SDM for having taken this initiative and for having come together for this war to rally for rivers. A huge round of applause for all of you. So I would like to look at this as, bring it all together to one thing. All of this combines, connects to one thing, which is water. So I'd like you to watch something on water. Is it connected? One. As we can see, water is life, and it's depleting at a very alarming rate. So what can we do? What can we do so that this water, which is our lifeline, is protected, is conserved? It's a question that all of us need to ask ourselves. And it's fantastic that now we're giving a missed call, and through the missed call, what we're looking for is a change in the policy, a new policy being introduced. And as see, we face challenges like this and we solve the problem. So as Sadhguru Jaggi Vasudev of Isha Foundation says, this is not a protest, this is not an agitation. This is a campaign to raise awareness. And it definitely has raised awareness, right from Kanyakumari to Kashmir. You can see that everybody, all the celebrities, citizens, sportsmen, and everybody who cares, everybody who consumes water is becoming a part of this. And it's amazing. This is what awareness can do. But once this awareness is created and everyone who consumes water rallies for river, what next? The question is what next? So what they're trying to do is they're trying to support to bring a lasting government policy. So we've already seen the videos, and I think we've got enough information on that, wherein what they're looking at is how can we bring in a policy that will protect our rivers. So all the statistics were given, therefore I need not repeat it, and we've seen that by 2030 we will have only 50% of the water we need for our survival. So what's the policy that they're looking for? Which we've already seen in the video, that they're looking for 1 kilometer wide tree cover on river sides. So there'll be forests on government land, and fruit trees in private land. So that's what they're looking, that's what they're aiming for, which is fantastic. So this is the power of one. This is the power of one missed call. This is the power of one person. So if you just take your mobile, just one missed call, you can help. But are we going to stop there? My big question today is, should we stop with just a missed call? Aren't we capable of many, many more things? And at this moment, I'd like to share that some of my best friends are doctors, and already in Hubballi, Dharwad, these doctors, though they have a very hectic schedule, I mean, all of you have such hectic schedules, but still, you people amaze me that somehow you get connected to various activities and you become civic leaders. I'm really inspired by all of you, I thank you, doctors. The friends that I'm working with, some of the doctors are Dr. Tap Shetty, who's also a part of Go Green Hubballi Dharwad. His wife is a part of SDM. And I also work with Dr. Nitali and Dr. Sindoor, who is also an amazing social activist. And I also work with Dr. Sachin Hoskotti. There are a lot of doctors. I'm on the governing body. I'm a governing body member of KIMS. So at KIMS, we involve the director, the medical superintendents, students, all of them, where we're involving them with a lot of activities and turning everyone into civic leaders. So how can we do more than just a missed call, than just give a missed call? Let's try and see what we can do. So over here, if we focus on water, what is it that we're talking about? If it's rivers, it's water. We're looking at how we can conserve water. So let us all look at how we can become water conservationists. So all of us, not just me, not just someone else, not just Dr. Tap Shetty or Dr. Nitali, all of us need to become water conservationists. We begin with a missed call, but we begin our journey, a journey towards becoming water conservationists. So we have something called Go Green Hubballi Dharwad. So when we say Go Green Hubballi Dharwad, what are we doing? Why am I sharing this with you? Because I see that all of us can become civic leaders. All of us can become water conservationists, and let's see what we can do in addition to giving missed calls. So the approach that we adopt at Go Green Hubballi Dharwad, which is an initiative where all the government, bureaucrats, the citizens, elected representatives, media houses, industrialists, corporates, institutions, NGOs, religious organizations, media. Now all of these prongs come together with one aim, and the aim is to motivate, empower, and enable each other to collaboratively take up initiatives for environmental conservation. We're thinking globally, we're thinking nationally. So when we're running for rivers, we're thinking globally, we're thinking nationally. But if we don't act locally, then it'll only remain in thoughts. We have to act upon our thoughts. We have to become doers, we have to become change makers. So what are we doing then? How can each one of you become change makers? So firstly, you can take up initiatives where we survey smart locations, and when we say smart locations, where there's water availability, where there's fencing, there's protection, and we are planting saplings everywhere. Throughout Hubballi Dharwad, we've been planting saplings in lakhs of saplings. It's been since 2 years. It's actually been 1.5 years, and we made the DC take a call last year. Last year, our DC was Mr. Rajendra Cholan. So we had a meeting in which we decided that we'll plant 1 lakh saplings in Hubballi Dharwad, and it began. We started everywhere. We surveyed Hubballi Dharwad, all the hills, the lakes, barren lands, APMC yards, everywhere. We surveyed, and you can see in this itself, you can see Mr. Rajendra Cholan, who is surveying with us. The DC came with us so that we can take these initiatives up. Yeah, that's our DC there. And also the forest department, they also joined us, and then we had HDMC also joined. Commissioner, back then it was Mr. Noor Mansoor, now we have Mr. Sidlingaya Hirimat. So all of us, this is at Ruptunga Betta, the picture that's taken is at Ruptunga Betta, and we selected various places. And then we also had walkathons, marathons, cyclothons. So we can do these things as well, again to create awareness. We're rallying for rivers, we're rising for rivers. So that's Ruptunga Betta, what was being done. You can see Dr. Tapshetty there in the green t-shirt. So the JCB was again provided by one of the citizens who was very inspired by what citizens were doing. So we planted saplings, and we're doing rainwater harvesting on Ruptunga Betta. We're also doing contour trenching. So this is something that all of us can take up. There's Navlur Hill, it's so close to SDM. I'll also share with you what we're doing at Navlur Hills and how you can become a part of that. So at Ruptunga Betta, I still remember this. This is when we launched, last year we launched it. We launched the initiative called Go Green Hubballi Dharwad. And we had many people from SDM also joining us, SDM Medical College. And we planted a lot of saplings there. So that was wonderful. Then at APMC, now how many of you have been to APMC? APMC in between Hubli Dharwad? Okay, great. It's a huge land. It's more than 500 acres. And you wouldn't have seen any saplings there. Only those trees which were there previously, but no new saplings were planted. They haven't gotten the permission to do that. So we again arranged for meetings and got the permissions for planting saplings. Even to plant saplings, you need permission. So that's how the processes go, and that's how the red tape was in. And we had to run around, and finally we got the permission. And at APMC, we launched the state government's Koti Vriksha Andolana last year. And we started planting saplings there. So that's our district in charge minister, Mr. Vinay Kulkarni, then the forest department officials. Then we had many organizations like Go Green Peddlers. Then we had also a couple of other organizations joining us. So we began the Koti Vriksha Andolan there. Now this is which hill? It's already mentioned. Navlur. Has anyone been there? You have to visit this hill. It's stunning. If you go on top of this hill, you can see such beautiful, it's so beautiful out there. I would say it's one of the most beautiful spots that we have in Hubballi Dharwad. So over there, as you know, for BRTS, you know how many trees were axed for BRTS project? Thousands of trees. So the numbers that they've given is between 3,500 to 4,000 trees were axed for BRTS. Were they taking responsible? Now why am I talking about saplings? Because this is what Rally for Rivers is all about. We have to plant saplings. So we want to plant saplings around us. What can we do locally? So this is what we're doing locally. They cut so many saplings. Unfortunately, citizens tried to stop it, but it didn't happen. They finally axed it. Then we said, now you have to become accountable for what you've done. So you have to plant saplings. 10 saplings for each sapling that you've cut. So citizens came together, they went on dharnas, morchas, all the protests, and finally BRTS agreed. And they planted, in the first phase, they planted in around a couple of lakes, and also at Navlur Hill, more than 11,000 trees have been planted. And we have to thank the citizens who fought for it. Otherwise this wouldn't have happened. And that's what all of you can do. That's the power of citizens. Fought for it, made sure that these saplings are going to be planted there. So we're also collaborating with KLE School, Rayapur, so that it can be taken care with Forest Department over there. So the saplings were planted, again with the mayor, deputy mayor, then there's MLA Arvind Bellar, so over there in Forest Department. So all of us planting saplings there, as you can see. And we've given a lot of ideas. And this is what you can do. If you have any idea for Navlur Hill, if you have any contributions to make, if you want to volunteer and just go and take care of the place for maybe one day, maybe water the plants, or maybe just go and spend a beautiful day there trying to understand the place and also give ideas like this Japanese method of plantation called Akira Miyawaki style of plantation, method of plantation. We're trying to kind of use it over there where a dense forest can be created in a small piece of land. So there's this close plantation, they believe in that. If you plant trees closely, then trees actually, if you plant them closely, they start growing vertically instead of growing horizontally. So that way you can grow more plants even if you have a small space available. So that's one of the things that we're trying to encourage over there. Then a couple of other things that I've mentioned. Then we're also doing tree mapping. Now this is again something those who are interested in the technological aspect of it, they can get involved. We're doing tree mapping, and this is what we've done. We have map where if you zoom, you'll know which sapling has been planted where in Hubli Dharwad. We've started the project. You'll have all the benefits, the medicinal benefits, the environmental benefits of the trees. And for this, again, SDM is helping us, SDM Engineering College. So their students have been with us. So thank you again, SDM. And I would like you to see this. This is, and just take a guess of the location of this video that's been taken. Just take a guess. It's in Hubli Dharwad. After some time, you might see some landmarks. Maybe that building is one. Another hint would be it's a road where a couple of trees, not couple, hundreds of trees might be cut in the coming months. Which road is this? Yes? Yes. It's the University of Agricultural Sciences Road, right from Jubilee Circle. We're moving towards the bypass. So that's where we're moving. So we're moving towards bypass. You know, there are 1,098 trees on this stretch, and 498 trees might be cut. So it's not just about planting saplings, but it's also about protecting the saplings that have been planted. And these saplings, these trees live for hundreds and some even thousands of years. And what are we doing? We're just axing them without even thinking. We're not even thinking of our own future. If we're trying to expand, we also had an interactive session with Mr. Arvind Bella. We had called him, and to Sustainable Development Forum, we have a forum called Sustainable Development Forum, in which all the NGOs are involved. And we had called Mr. Arvind Bella, and we had a meeting where we questioned this project. This is being done by National Highways, PWD. So we questioned and we said, don't you have any alternatives? It's not just about always axing the trees. Can you think of maybe just expanding it on one side and protecting the trees, or turning them into the median? Or can you think about maybe an elevated road? Look at options. Don't just directly think of cutting trees. So we had a session after which we also had a meeting with National Highways. We've had 3 meetings. We've surveyed all the trees, their species. And finally, I think around 400 trees might be cut, but we're trying to translocate. Now that's another option that they don't even think of, translocation. The success rate depends on how well we take care of them and how it's translocated. But you can even look at translocation. See, that's tree translocation. Already in Hubballi, Dharwad, we have people who are translocating trees, but not in a large scale, but we want to do that. So you can save 400 trees by translocating. Why aren't they looking at that option? So we as citizens, we have to come together. And I would like to mention this week, most probably on Thursday, it's not yet finalized, we want to do an Appico campaign. Appico is like Chipko. So we're going to go to that place and we're going to hug those trees, and we are going to send a very strong message. Don't play around with our nature. This is the 4th consecutive year we've had, a drought, and then we spent crores together for cloud seeding, which doesn't even, according to research, it's not even been proven that it actually is more harmful to health. As doctors, you would know the iodide that's been using, it's harmful for health. You want all these methods, but you don't want a natural method. You don't want to protect your trees, you don't want to plant saplings, you don't want to translocate them. You just want to not even think of your future and just completely destroy your own surroundings. For what? This is not called development. We need to think of sustainable development. So that's what we are mentioning over there. So please, once the dates are announced, I will be sharing on Facebook, on social media, and also everywhere else. If you people are interested, SDM engineering students are joining us. We have formed an eco club over there. So they will be coming with us, and we will be going for this Appico challenge, where we will go, we'll hug the trees, and we will say we're not going to let them be cut. Think of options, think of translocation, think of something else. Only those trees which are, maybe old, or which are almost, they might die in a couple of years, we're fine with that. Because we can, for every tree, NGT, do you know what NGT is? It's a National Green Tribunal. So according to them, if you cut one tree, you have to plant 10 saplings. So if they're going to cut, let's say there are trees that we're fine with them being cut, like there are certain coconut trees which are really old. So we're okay with that. And Nilgiri trees, now we're against Nilgiri trees, so it's okay that they cut them. But for every tree, you have to plant 10 saplings. So this is how we take Rally for Rivers, the message that we have of planting saplings, of conserving our water. We act upon it locally, and let's get involved with all those things. Now, now coming to water, if I focus directly on water, what are we doing in Hubballi Dharwad? Again, we're doing many amazing things, and all of you can become a part of it and take Rally for Rivers to the next level. We have something called as Project Soul. Soul means save our lakes. It's an abbreviated form for save our lakes. Save lakes, save lives. So what are we doing? Since 1 year, I will just share a couple of important things that we've done. We've done many things with citizens, elected representatives, organizations. I'll just share a couple of things, hopefully, just hoping that it will inspire all of you to join hands for this. So at Unkal, do you remember how Unkal was last year? How was it? What was it filled with? Yes, it was filled with water hyacinth. And though water hyacinth is not our enemy, we call it a weed, but it's not a weed. Actually, it was an ornamental plant, introduced as an ornamental plant, and it purifies water. So we need to actually thank water hyacinth, because there's lots of sewage water entering many of our lakes. Now that's a huge atrocity that they're doing. They're letting these sewage water enter our water bodies, but because of which water hyacinth is thriving, because it thrives on that, and it's actually purifying water. But at the same time, if it grows, it rapidly grows. Every 8 days, it multiplies. So if you have 1 acre, 8 days, it becomes 2 acres, then it becomes 4 acres. That's you just can't believe how it grows. So what we did was, we said that now we just can't let it grow like this, because sewage water under Amrut project, STPs, we're trying to add pressure on the administration so that STPs, sewage treatment plants, can be put up at our major lakes. But till they put, what are we going to do? We're not going to choke our lakes. So we did a bit of research, and we got in this machine, which, hopefully we thought it will remove it within a month, and then we got them introduced to the administration and the minister. All of us came and surveyed, and then the machine started, and he also couldn't do it because it's a huge lake, more than 400 acres, 450 acres plus lake. He couldn't do it. Then what did we do? I haven't put that picture here. So what did we do was, we realized that, okay, this guy's not doing his job. Then we said, all right, thank you. Now let us get NGOs involved. I'm sure you know Deshpande Foundation? Yes? So we involved Deshpande Foundation, and Deshpande Foundation, we got an MOU signed with them, with the district administration, and for 1 year they'll be maintaining it. So how is Unkal Lake now? Do you see water hyacinth there? Have you recently visited it? Was there a water hyacinth? No, right? Yes, it's not there, it's gone. So if you go there, but again it grows. So even if there's a bit of water hyacinth around, it again thrives. But if you can just go and see the picture, I haven't added it here, the before and after, but you can see the drastic difference. Acres and acres of water hyacinth just disappeared. And we're also planning, already under HUDA, HDUDA, we're planning on getting this machine. That's the weed harvesting machine. So that's another thing. Now over here, as you can see, what did we do? Raipur Lake. How many of you are aware of this Raipur Lake, which is on this road? Now that was being completely damaged by BRTS. So we went, stopped them, and said, this is not a joke. There's something called as Lake Conservation, Karnataka Lake Conservation and Development Act 2014. And according to that, you cannot even touch a lake. You cannot construct anything. You cannot release your sewage water. You can do nothing with a lake. That's a natural asset. You're supposed to protect it. But no, nobody's even thinking of it. So Raipur Lake was being damaged. We went, we stopped, we got the HTBRTS guys there. Mr. Arvind Bella is also there. He's the representative of that area. So we got all of them, and then we made sure we had a meeting. As you can see, that's BRTS's office. We had a meeting over there, and we made sure that now that lake will, it's already damaged to a large extent, so they have to again dig decent, expand, and also beautify it a bit, but not affecting the inflow of the water. They've agreed, and if not, we're not going to let, actually the citizens have decided we will not let BRTS start, because we have to be a little more responsible. We have to think of our natural assets too. So a couple more slides, I won't explain it in detail, but we've taken up many more lakes in Hubli Dharwad. So all of you can become a part of it. Like SDM engineering, they're going to be, students are going to be a part of this project where Nukikeri Lake will be adopted, and they will clean the lake, they will look at how they can prepare a plan for it. And Jainagar Lake was planned by SDM engineering students. It's a beautiful example of how a lake can be conserved. Jainagar Lake, if anyone stays near Jainagar, just go and take a look. That lake was actually designed by SDM engineering students. So you can also participate. There's Navlur Lake nearby. I actually request, SDM, our director, so because he encourage youngsters to, take care of their environment and participate in social activism and also become civic leaders. So I would request SDM Medical College to become a part of such initiatives. Maybe, I do understand you have a very busy schedule, but please, if you join hands for the city, let us take up small things, maybe Navlur Hill or Navlur Lake, or have plantation drives or lake conservation drives. I have modules. You can just join hands for the betterment of our Hubli Dharwad, and we act locally, and you can see the results anywhere. I'm sure many of you are not from Hubli Dharwad, but whatever you do over here, it have a ripple effect. You can see the effect everywhere throughout the planet, and I don't need to explain it to doctors. I mean, your IQ level is much higher than mine, right? So I don't need to explain. Then at Kelgeri Lake, I would like to end with this. Kelgeri Lake, what did we do? We had more than 1,000 citizens. Never ever has Kelgeri Lake seen 1,000 citizens on one day coming together for the lake. So they came, Most of them were NCC cadets, and they were also many doctors. Again, there's Dr. Tak Shetty there near the sapling, that's him. Then there's the commissioner, Mr. Sidlinga Hiremat, there's the Forest Department, CCF, and then lots of Indian Army. Indian Army is also associated with us. Then there was Tata Hitachi, Tata Marco Polo, all of them joined hands for Calgary Lake. And we've decided that already saplings have been planted. 1,000 saplings is our aim. We've already planted 600. And we have already removed again water hyacinth. It was filled with water hyacinth. We've removed 70% of water hyacinth. We still have some way to go. And then recently after Visarjan, we removed the, and then the idols and then Ganesh idols, and then also spread awareness about eco-friendly Ganeshas, and also did a couple of other initiatives. Every Sunday, anybody who's living in Dharwad and interested in joining us, every Sunday, 8 to 10, we are there at Calgary. We're there maintaining the saplings, maintaining the lake, cleaning the surroundings. And simultaneously, we're also looking at how the administration can get involved and how we can get an STP started over there. There's lots of sewage water entering, an STP started over there, and fence it up so that encroachment is removed. There's lots of encroachment as well. So this is again the cleaning one. We also do a lot of campaigns with the media. And Smart City. Now I'm on the advisory board of Smart City. So what we decided was Smart City is not just about infrastructure services, and it's also about how we take up green initiatives. So just for your awareness, just so that you know, under Smart City, we have planned all these things. There'll be green battalion. So Army will be helping us in taking care of our greenery, our parks, our lakes. So we're already working on that. The DPR is being prepared for Tolankere Lake, from Ruttungabetta, Navlur Hills, Calgary Lake. We also made it compulsory to have rainwater harvesting on all the government buildings which have more than 1,000 square feet of built-up area. So rainwater harvesting will be taken up, and underground drainage and STPs at all the places where sewage water is entering. So all these things are being taken up under Smart City. So if anybody asks you, Smart City, ಏನು smart ಆಗಕತ್ತಿಲ್ಲ ಇದ್ದಂಗ ಹಂಗ ಹಳ್ಳಿ ಇದ್ದಂಗ ಐತಿ, then these are the initiatives which have already started, and the DPR is also being prepared. So we are smartening up, and let me tell you guys, let us stop pointing fingers. We always keep saying ಏನ್ ಮಾಡಾತಾರ, ಅವ್ರು ಏನ್ ಮಾಡಾತಾರ, ಇವ್ರು ಏನ್ ಮಾಡಾತಾರ. We sit on our own, we become armchair philosophers, ಆರಾಮ್ ಕುಂತ್ಕೊಂಡು ಬರೀ blame ಮಾಡ್ಕೊಂಡು ಕುಂದಿರ್ತೀವಿ. Come on guys, we can do more than that. Let's become smart citizens. First. And when I say smart citizens, our leaders have to become smart, our bureaucrats have to become smart, and we have to become smart. Let us all collectively become smart and turn our Hubballi Dharwad into a truly smart, sustainable city. Not just smart, a smart, sustainable city which thinks about its future. So let's take up, all of us together, let's take up through various projects. This is not just, see, I might be a founder of an NGO, but my dream is not my NGO. My dream is my city, my nation. And that should be our dream. We should all become nation builders. Our ego aside, self aside, let's think what we can do. We have so many things within ourselves. We are just using 10% of that. Let us get the other part, what's like the there's this the iceberg thing where 90% of it is underneath the water. It's like that, the 90% of ourselves, we need to bring it out. So let's do it through legislative processes. Like I'm filing a couple of PILs for BRTS, tree plantations, for lake conservation. I'm filing a couple of PILs. I've already approached a couple of lawyers. We're taking lots of social initiatives that you saw, administrative initiatives where we put pressure on our leaders, on our bureaucrats to make sure that things happen. They have everything on the paper, but what's happening? Very few things are happening. So we need to question. See, even your maid or your driver, you pay $1,000, you question. You say, oh, 1,000 rupayi kotte ಏನು ಬೇಕಾದ್ರೆ ಮಾಡ್ಕೊಳ್ಳಿ ಅವನು ಬಿಡ್ತೀರಿ ಇಲ್ಲ. 1,000 rupayi ಕೊಟ್ಟರು, you make sure you train them, you monitor, you ask questions. Then how is it that we're paying in lakhs every year for various things, for our lakes, for our roads, they're ours, and we don't question. We just sit and blame, we just sit and complain, we don't question, we don't put pressure. No, we need to stop this. We need to take ownership of our assets. We need to own our city, our nation, and ask questions, add pressure. Because once people come together, they become answerable. And technological aspects. I showed how we're using technological aspects. So this is my request to SDM Medical College and also the hospital, that all of you have so much to offer. You're filled with so many ideas, so many innovative ideas, and you can impact, inspire, and transform the places, the surroundings around you. Then why aren't we all getting together, coming together? Let us come together. Let us not just give missed calls. Let us not just rally. Let us not just go on walkathons. All of them are very, very important, yes, but let us act. upon our thoughts. Let us go and let us take small steps or maybe even big steps to transform our surroundings and become smart citizens. So these are the models that you can take up. You can either do small initiatives, you can do drives, or you can even adopt. SDM can adopt lakes, parks, medians, and show the world, your campus is so beautiful. It's a green campus. Why don't you extend it outside? I'm sure you've already taken up several initiatives, I know that, but maybe we can take up many more and inspire Hubli Dharwad to do many more things. So it's our Hubli Dharwad, and let us do amazing things. And one question, if anyone has on their mind, that can we do this? I'm just one person. I suddenly have this idea, but can I do it? I'm just one woman or just one man. For that question, there's one short video that I'd like to end with. That will just say everything. You will know what one person can do, and may that inspire all of you to become the doers, the change makers, and SDM can do amazing things, and all of you can do amazing things. So thank you, and let's together rally for various things, including rallying for rivers. Thank you. So let me end with this video where I wish the volume was a bit better. Yes. So we need to wake them up, shake them up and wake them up. Isn't that amazing what one person can do? So will we all do things? Will we all take this challenge and conserve water, conserve our environment? Will we take this challenge? Yes. Will SDM take this challenge? Yes. So please plan something. I heard that you have an eco club, which is really amazing. So please contact me, and through the club we can do really impactful things and inspire many more people to join hands and transform our surroundings and become nation builders. Thank you.
Enlightening us about Go Green Hubli Dharwad, telling us the importance of sapling plantation, tree mapping and project soul, etc. and the need for planting trees and saving our mother nature. Now, I request our beloved Medical Director, Dr. Niranjan Kumar Sir, to address the gathering.
Om Shri Manjunathaya Namaha. At the outset, I thank our Chief Guest, Mrs. Anban, for his excellent speech. And I also thank Sadhguru for starting such an excellent movement. But more than that, I'm very happy because This whole program is initiated, conducted, organized by our students. Give a big hand. The power of one with which she concluded her speech always reminds me of a one frail old man wearing a simple dhoti, told the most powerful military of that time to leave my country. That is Mohandas Karamchand Gandhi. The one man who woke up when everyone was sleeping and told the world how to get enlightened. He is the only man, the Buddha. We never forget these people. After thousands of years, we still remember them. This is the power of one. In our country, the rivers are very holy. Even if you look into the map, it looks like the arteriovascular system of our body. Before starting every puja, we request the rivers to come to the Kumbha and bless us. When a man goes away from the nature, then he needs all the other supports like the temple, the churches and other things. Unfortunately, the man has forgotten the nature itself is the God. And if you look into it, every civilization started on the banks of the river. And the very Ishwar himself carries the river in his head. It shows the importance of the river. When I came to Dharwad, that's about 15 years ago, if I start from my home, I was staying in Saraswatpur, up to here, the whole road was covered with a beautiful green canopy. It's a shame that now it was totally destroyed. When we did the first charity walk, I think nobody felt the sunlight. But now I think everyone says, let's start the charity walk a bit early. This is the sad part of it. I came from a small village in Bantwal. Do you know, Niranjana is the name of a river. My name is named after a river. I'm very proud about it. Have you heard of this name? River Niranjana. This is the river. It's very important in the Buddhism. This is the river which Buddha crossed to reach the Bodhi tree, where he allowed the patra, he leaves it to the river and says, if I have to enlighten, it should go in the river's direction to meet all the Buddhas. And that's what happened. The river, when I look back into my childhood, the only memory which comes back to me is the beautiful memory which I spent on the river banks. That's the river Palguni. It used to be full most of the time with a crystal clear water, with a lot of fish. I learned my swimming in the river. It used to be most beautiful, the most beautiful memories. But now when I go back to my village, the very river is empty. It looks like a dead. It used to be so beautiful in the monsoon, it used to be full and flowing. And in the night, when I sleep, I could hear the sound of the water. The sound of the water is one of the most beautiful things to hear. A lot of people say if you listen to it carefully, it is a meditation. Do you know, in our body, more than 60% is water? And we are all come from the water. How come we are neglecting it so much? Why someone else has to come and wake us saying that this is what's happening? See, our problems are colossal and complicated. To have an answer to this, you need a simple and direct approach. They say, in every problem there is an answer. what we should find is, first find out the one who creating the problem. If you understand the man who creating the problem, then you have an answer. The problem is created by you and me, not by anybody else. For a very long time, it is the nature which used to control and direct how the human beings, the living things, how they should go and how they should live. But probably in the last 100 years, it has reversed. It is a man who is going to dictate the future of this earth. And unfortunately, this is the only earth we have. I have read, on the surface of this earth, all the insects, all the birds, if they are destroyed, the earth comes to an end within the next 40 years. Within the next 40 years, everything will be destroyed. On the contrary, if the human beings are totally wiped out from this earth, this whole earth is going to flourish. Man has become a monster. Unless we rectify ourselves, we are heading towards a disaster. We have to do something very quickly and very urgently. We need to change. Unless you understand yourself, you can't change. This is a very important thing. The earth is very rich and very abundant. It gives you whatever you need, but unfortunately, it cannot fulfill your greed. Because of that, the earth has been destroyed. I was just reading, the rivers are the symbol of love. My seer says the rivers are symbol of love because it flows just like the love. It doesn't discriminate whether you're white or a black. It doesn't discriminate whether you're a Kannadiga or Tamilian. It doesn't discriminate you're from Maharashtra or any other place. It gives just like the love. Even if you insult, it doesn't matter. You pollute them, you throw things at it, it just takes it and gives back only the fresh water. That's why the river is a love. But what we are doing to this? We are the reason for destroying all this beautiful nature. I'm sorry because my generation has done this. You have to rectify it, the next generation. You have a big responsibility. Take it up very seriously. There are beautiful things Madam told us. A lot of things can be done. But I was thinking, can we do something every day? These are beautiful things, but every day, can we do something for you? Just to inform that, do you know our campus is a green campus? Do you know we harvest water? How many of you know we recycle the water? How many of you are aware that every year around 1,500 saplings are planted in this campus? And this is a green campus. We don't allow any doctors, the campus students to have a 4-wheeler or 2-wheelers. We use bicycles. Do you know the branch of SDM, that is SKRDP, we have cleared 85 lakes in and around Dharwad. Are you aware of it? Are you aware of it? Even last visit, the president handed over one lake to the village after cleaning up and making it potable. If we can get the clean water to drink, clean water to breathe, do you know, more than 60% of the disease won't be there. They are the health providers. We only cure the disease. So I really thank for this excellent program. as we say, this SDM does not give only degrees. We want our students to have a global growth, not a lopsided growth. More than anything, you have to be first and foremost a good human being. When Tata went to England, he wanted to build a steel industry. They asked him, "What is your business?" He said, "My business is to build the country. And our business is to build the country. We must build a beautiful country." When we leave this earth, we should leave this earth a little better than what it is now. It holds good to everything. Even it could be bedroom or it could be toilet. If you take a shower, you're doing only 25% of the water instead of taking a bath. Know that? If you take a shower instead of a bath, you're using only 25% of the water. If you use a recycled paper, the water needed is 60% less. This morning I was getting ready to shave. Very simple thing, just imagine. I wanted the hot water. I opened the tap. I allowed it to flow till I get the hot water. Do you know how much water I wasted? Do you do that? Do you do that? We all do that. Now, if you could collect that water, you can use it for the plants. I've seen many times, you take a bottle, drink maybe 60%, rest of it are just down the drain. Can you save it? There are so many trees are there. After eating the mango, the seed, collect it. When you are traveling, you can throw it in a place where it is barren. See, every tree is more than a poetry. Heard of that? Every tree is more than a poetry. That's why the human beings write poetry. The God creates tree. And again, I want to bring it to your notice. Have you noticed whenever you open the tap, in the last 1 month, you don't get the same force of water? Have you observed that? Our maintenance engineer coolly has put the knobs. You get only 25% of the water. Rest of it is the air. But you feel that you have the full water. We are all taking these precautions mainly because we had bad monsoon this year. We are going to head towards a summer which is going to be very bad. Every drop you saved is going to make a big difference. No, every drop which comes wants to join the ocean. Every drop comes down to the earth, wants to join the ocean. It joins a small stream, tributaries, and the river, and joins the sea. It merges with the sea. We don't know whether the sea merges with the drop. We have to see that this is happening all the time. Life is very precious. We have already done, a couple of years ago, we do charity walk. I think all of you are aware of it. We have done once the Save the Water. Probably this time we'll do a charity walk for Save the Rivers. With these few words, I really thank the organizers. I give a really big hand to the people who have done this. And Madam, SDM is always for the betterment of the life. Any constructive and anything which helps the society, we are there to help.
Thank you so much.
And this institution is built. The very idea of building this institution is to give the best health possible into this area at the most affordable price. That's why this institution stands, and also to build one of the best teaching institution in the world. It always aims to the star. Always aims to the star. Even if you fall, you'll be in the moon. Mediocrity is contempt. I think it should be removed. We should always go for the best. Let Manjunath Swami bless you all. Hope we'll have better monsoon next year. Thank you very much.
Thank you, sir, for your enlightening and wonderful words. No awareness campaign is complete without taking an oath. As Guru said, our oaths are considered by our missed calls. So I request all of you to take out your phones and give a missed call to the displayed number, that is 8009 8009. Right now. Please don't cut the call till the call gets disconnected by itself. Thank you, everyone. Now I request you all to take out the handouts given to you at the beginning of the event and hold them upright for the photo session. I also request the dignitaries on the dais to hold the placard for the same.
जीवनकारणमूलतत्त्वं नदीराष्ट्रस्य महाअमृतम्.
Special thanks to our President Padma Vibhushan and Dr. D. Virendra Hegadeji, and a special thanks to our Medical Director Dr. Niranjan Kumar sir and Madam Padmanatha Niranjan Kumar for their constant support and guidance. We would like to thank our Principal Dr. S. K. Joshi sir, our Vice Principals Dr. Deshpande sir and Dr. Dinesh sir for their guidance. We would like to thank Mrs. Otili Anban for accepting our invitation and gracing the occasion and stimulating the sense of responsibility towards our rivers and Mother Earth. We would also like to thank all the HODs and senior faculty present here. And a special thanks to all the people present in the auditorium for lending their time towards this cause. Thank you.